In this lecture, let's look at the example here. Draw the graph of the polar equation r equals 5 cosine 2 theta. Here theta is the angle, r is the radians. The graph will be eventually look like that. You see a very beautiful graph. 4 leaves. We call this is 4-leaf rose. So polar equation is very powerful actually here to describe a natural world in a very simple way. So it's actually very useful. In order to draw this picture, we need to find out points. So once we get all the points, we can connect them, and then we'll get the graph. If we let angle theta be 0, then 2 times 0 is 0. Cosine 0 is 1. 5 times 1 is 5. So we'll have a 5, 0. So 0 was the degree. Then we know right here this is the degree, 0. And then radians is 5. So this point will be the starting point. 5, 0. Right down here, 5, 0. This will be the point. All right. The second one, you let theta is pi over 8. So basically, here is pi over 4, then half of them will be pi over 8. So we know the point will be somewhere here. Actually, the point will be here, and let's see why. Pi over 8 times 2, pi over 2. Cosine pi over 4. Pi over 8 times 2 is pi over 4. Cosine pi over 4, radical 2 over 2. And 5 times radical 2 over 2 is 5 radical 2 divided by 2. Okay. How big is this number? We may find out. Turn on your calculator. 5 times radical 2 divided by 2, 3.5 approximately. So here is 3, radians 3, and then 3.5 will be here. Angle was this big, pi over 8, and with the radians 3.5, so it's right here. That's the second point. Now, third point, you see that will be 2 pi over 8, which is pi over 4, right here. Okay, right here. Then 2 pi over 8 times 2 pi over 4. That's pi over 2. Cosine pi over 2 or 2 pi over 4 is 0. 5 times 0 is 0. Okay. So you then have a 0 pi over 4. We know pi over 4 again is this one. But radians is 0. It does not go anywhere. So this will be the third point. You can see 0 pi over 4. Okay. Now, we'll consider this angle. Pi over 8, 2 pi over 8, 3 pi over 8. That will be this angle right down here. Okay, 3 pi over 8 times 2, 3 pi over 4. Cosine 3 pi over 4, negative radical 2 over 2. And then times 5, you will get negative 5 radical 2 over 2. Okay? So the angle was 3 pi over 8. The radians is negative 3.5. Angle was this big, but the radians goes into negative direction, so it goes 1, 2, 3.5 is right here. So this will be our point. Okay, you click on that, you have the point right here. Now, the following one will be the fifth one. It was 3 pi over 4, now 3 pi over 8, now 4 pi over 8, which is pi over 2. That's this angle. That's this angle. And then 4 pi over 8 times 2, 4 pi over 4. And then 4 pi over 4, which is pi, cosine pi, negative 1, times 5 here, negative 5. So again, in this case, you will have a pi over 2, this angle. But if it were positive 5, point will be here. Now it's negative 5, so it goes to the opposite direction. It would be here. That's the point. All right. So you may go, this would be another point. Okay. That will be 5 pi over 8. That would be here. Okay. This angle, you can calculate. Times 2, 5 pi over 4. Cosine this angle, negative radical 2 over 2, times 5, still negative. So angle was this angle, but negative 3.5. So this will be the point. Right here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 3.5 negative. Right here. All right. You can then keep playing. Okay. So you do right down here. It goes this way. Okay. And then keep going. Like that. Okay. So you can calculate yourself. All the details are right here. All right. Now you may wonder how we are going to do that with the TI-83 calculator. With the TI-83 calculator, you turn on, clear the screen. And when you do that, you want to make sure that two things in the mode to be in the correct mode. First, the radians needs to be highlighted. I already highlighted that. Okay. The second one is this polar needs to be highlighted. Sometimes, if it is not, sometimes most of the time is this one highlighted. Then when you click on Y, here is not polar, it's not R. So you want to go back to the mode to adjust it, to make the polar be highlighted. It's flashing, so click Enter, it's going to be highlighted. You can see that. Those two needs to be highlighted. And then when you click on Y equals, you will have that. I already have the equation input, 5 cosine 2 theta. Okay, so how do we actually input that? for your first time, here is blank. When you graph, nothing happened. Okay. So for me, this time you can 5, click on that, cosine 2, theta is here, and close parentheses. When you graph, you see that will be the curve. Okay. Okay. Now, please review this lecture. I'll see you next time.